We were in Bahrain last November. I gave a presentation, a public seminar on leadership.
Son Doug, he was on a speaking engagement and he was going to Dubai.
Eve of Pam and I going to the Middle East, my dad says, "Oh, you got to come to the house. I've got some pictures you can share." And literally, we're leaving the next day.
And he says, "Also, I'll probably wind up in Kuwait and maybe in Bahrain." And I said, "Well, if you're there, come on by. I got some pictures of my dad when he was over there that might be of interest to you."
One of the ministers of industry from the Bahraini government, the royal family, was having a ceremony with us. And so I tried to break the ice with him because it was very formal, and I said, "Well, I'm here and I feel like I've come home." And he said, "Why is that?" And I said, "Well, my grandfather, Milton Lipp, was in Bapco." He said, "Oh, Milton Lipp, he's a household name in Bahrain." I've seen photos over the years. There have been some that we've looked at in the past. I knew of the connection to the Middle East. As I said, growing up on the Persian rugs and knowing my grandfather until I was in middle school, but not knowing the level of his involvement.
To describe Milton Lipp, how high is up? My dad was surprisingly calm and very kind. I guess the word that would best define many of the situations that he was involved with is the word insightful.
Here's a telex. The Bahrain Petroleum Company says, "By resolution of the Board of Directors, Bahrain Petroleum Company, this date, M.H. Lipp is appointed General Manager, Bahrain Petroleum Company at Bahrain in direct charge, all company activities there." He was like 44.
The value that you place on your history was markedly addressed when I saw pictures of my son going through the museum.
When we went over on the trip, we were just hoping, do you think the people at Bapco will give us a tour? And then there was this kind of feel of more of a red carpet being rolled out for us, and we were like, this is weird, or this is interesting, or we didn't expect this.
They actually had members of the royal family attend the seminar. They put a picture up of my grandfather with the royal family. One of the granddaughters of one of the sheikhs got up on stage with me, and we're both pointing at our grandfathers. You know, it was surreal, to say the least.
I don't know if you can grasp the enormity of all of this. To sit here and have that happen, it just blows your mind, because there's a lifetime that's being brought back to life, and we're right in the middle of this hurricane of all these things going on around us that all focus on my dad and my son and myself.
Well, it's my father's dream to have them shared and to have them in a place where people will appreciate them and see them, whether it's in Standard Oil, Chevron's archives, or Bapco's archives. But the idea is that it's a shame to have them stuck in a box somewhere.
Bapco has opened their arms to this invitation of bringing in all this information. The documentation is proof that what did happen did exist, and you could and you can see it, feel it, touch it. I guess what is fascinating to me is how other people view his experiences as compared to the way I did. Salam alaikum. It's about as far as I can go with my Arabic after 76 some odd years having lived in Bahrain. The film that you're going to see, my dad did most of the filming of it. He showed up in Bahrain in 1936. This was less than 10 years after the First World War. Here comes the 20th century, just bombarding into a culture that had existed for eons. And how do you blend these cultures is probably what this film is all about.
To keep my grandfather's legacy alive, both in the Middle East and in California, our goal is with our own families to have a richer understanding of our own roots.